All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Philippines. Mabuhay. Good afternoon and good morning to all over the world. And of course, hello sa aking mga viewers. Ayan. For today's live session, we'll be having our Miss Philippines Earth 2021 candidate all the way from Talisay City. Ayan. So for si Mia Jane Salisbury. Ayan, makasama natin siya later on. So she's on the backstage right now and she's so excited to meet us. Ayan, so if you have questions, just comment down below and then later on we'll be reading it. And of course, Miss Mia will answer as much as she can. Ayan. So if you are new to our channel, YouTube channel, don't hesitate to click the subscribe and also click the notification bell so that you will be updated whenever we have new uploaded videos and new interviews. And of course, if you are new to our Facebook page, don't hesitate to click the like and also to our Instagram account. Just follow us for more features and updates about pageant and then also updates of Miss Philippines Earth 2021 pageant. Ayan, so wag na natin patagalin. Ipakilala ko na sa inyo ang ating guest for tonight's live session. She is 21 years old, hailing from Talisay City, Cebu. Ayan. She's a filmmaking graduate and barely a year after graduating a full-length script she co-wrote was accepted into the country's biggest independent film festival, Cine Malaya Film Festival. Wow. And her beauty queen journey began at the ripe age of 15 years old as she traveled all over the Philippines, joining beauty pageants left and right. Wow, talagang experiensyado na si Miss Mia. And her love for the earth began when just a child, spending homegrown vegetables, fruits, trees, and warm farms. She's truly an eco-angel from birth. Ayan, so huwag na nating patagalin. Pakilala ko na sa inyo si Mia Jane Salisbury. Hi, dear.
Good evening po.
Ayan, so kindly introduce yourself for the benefits of our viewers.
So hi everyone, good evening. My name is Mia Jane Salisbury. I'm 21 years old and I'm very proud and honored to represent Talisay City, Cebu. So as well as that Sir has said about me, I am a filmmaker. I started filmmaking, or my interest in filmmaking really began when I started social media. And actually the real purpose why I got into film school was actually to improve the quality of my content. And then through there, I actually realized that I had a really deep love for cinema. As for beauty pageants, yes, I have been joining beauty pageants at a very young age. And this has really been my ultimate goal, to not only join a national pageant, but to really join Miss Earth. So again, thank you so much, sir, for having me. And yeah, I can't wait for you guys to get to know me and for me to get to know you guys more as well.
All right, so welcome to Pageant Trend, Mia. Ayan.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, no problem. Ayan. So, how was Mia after or during this pandemic? Kung walang Miss Philippines Earth, ano yung ginagawa ni Miss Mia?
Luto. I actually learned how to cook a lot of things, and that's what was almost the silver lining, as well as being able to reflect on my decisions, my choices, and really have no distractions when it came to my work. Cooking was definitely something. I learned how to make pho from scratch. I learned how to make ramen from scratch. I learned a lot of new Mexican dishes as well, and Indian. So it's almost like, even though I'm almost considerably trapped in my four walls, I've really got to travel the world in a sense through my taste buds. So that's something that I'm really proud of as well.
Wow. Anyway, I'm just curious about your surname. Do
Yeah.
you have a foreign blood?
Yes po, it's pronounced Salisbury and spelled Salisbury, parang Salisbury steak, ganon.
Wow. Ayan, so, di ba, do you know how to cook? Ano yung pinaka-favorite mong lutuin? Sa bahay lang?
Sa bahay lang?
Mm-mm.
I think pasta. I'm also very, very big Italian food fan, and I've gotten really great at cooking pasta. And at one point, I was even selling my pasta in my condominium to my fellow neighbors as well, to also, show them a bit of support and be able for us to be able to support each other during the pandemic.
All right.
So
So,
pasta,
ayun. Since,
pasta, particularly spaghetti bolagnese. That's my specialty.
wow. How about rice? Mahilig ka ba
Rice,
kumain?
yes. Gusto kaldero pag pandemic. Kaya ganito na yung mukha ko.
Okay, so let's talk about your preparation for this upcoming Miss Philippines Earth 2021. How was it?
It was interesting, really, because Tita Raj and KF really pushed me because they were like, "Hey, what about Mia? Why haven't we asked her to join yet?" So it was literally a day before the screening or 2 days before the screening, and I was having a procedure done that day as well. So it was really something that was out of the blue and I wasn't even prepared for. But after, of course, passing and going through the screening process, I really started to take it seriously. There's this really great opportunity right in front of me, and I've got it right in the palm of my hand, and it's really up to me whether I'm gonna go for it, give it my all, and really just go all out in this pageant. So I do exercise regularly, actually. I'm a really big fan of boxing, and while the gyms were open in Manila, I would usually box maybe 4 to 5 times a week, sometimes even six. So I do that, and also I began running each morning. So that's actually been a really interesting experience because I used to absolutely despise cardio. But since I had the opportunity to join this pageant, I've really enjoyed running each and every morning. It's kind of like a really fresh way to start my day.
Wow. So since you have mentioned on your bio that you have joined many beauty pageants from left and right. So
Yeah.
can you tell us about your past beauty pageants that you have joined?
So I actually started pageantry. I believe it was at a family friend's dinner. We were having dinner at a family friend's place, and she was a former beauty queen. And she was like, "You know what, Inday, ang ganda mo, ang sayang dapat sumali ka na sa mga beauty pageants." So, parang I was so young. I was only 15 at the time,
Mhm.
and so I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's try." And then so she got me in contact with her previous makeup artist and handler, and that's really where it started. I was so young, and a lot of people, they try to hide the fact, or they don't want to be proud of the fact na galing sila from barangay pageants. But for me, that's where my love of pageantry really sprouted, because it's the adrenaline, in a sense where it's fiesta and everyone is so happy and so
Okay.
warming, and it's something every single weekend or every other weekend you have the opportunity to visit a new place, to learn about the culture there, the food. And so that's what for me was also very, very appealing as well. But after that, of course, I was able to work my way up, and I got into modeling as I got older. And yeah, it's just really been a really fun and exciting journey. And I have taken some time off, but I feel like now more than ever, I'm just so ready.
Wow. So since you have mentioned about modeling, how was the transition from modeling to beauty pageant?
It's actually really interesting because, sometimes when you have to get in front of the camera, you're not necessarily performing in front of a whole audience. Because for me, I get a bit of backstage nerves, but the second that I step onto the stage, it just completely disappears, and I make sure that I have fun. But for photo shoots and commercials, because it's continuous retakes, and sometimes you're alone in the room with
Mhm.
just the crew, and I feel like it's a bit more nerve wracking. But again, once I get the momentum, I feel it definitely. I feel like I'm at home as well.
All right.
Yeah.
So whom made you decide to join the Miss Philippines,
Miss
or what
Philippines.
made you also decide?
Well, this has definitely been a pageant that I've wanted to join for the longest time. I've always been telling myself that when I get the opportunity to join a national pageant, I wanted to be Miss Earth. And that's because, it was really instilled in me as a child the importance of looking after our Earth and our planet. So, we'd always grow up, and in our household, we were always taught to look at something and figure out how we can make it more sustainable. So a lot of the time we grew our own vegetables, we had our own trees in our backyard, our own fruit, our own herbs, even a compost and a worm farm. So that's why I felt that, being an eco angel, again, as you said earlier, Sir Diba, it was like
Mhm.
something that was really meant for me at birth. Like something I felt like it was really meant for me, and almost destiny that this is going to be my very first national pageant. Of course din sir, sa KF din po, I've
Mhm.
been a part of KF Cebu kasi I'm
Mhm.
originally from Cebu. So then when I was in Manila, Tita Rog and the rest of the team, Mami Bri, si Dada, they really helped encourage me to join this because they said, well, this is your chance. Of course, there's going to be years to come, but this is your opportunity, and I think you should take it this year. So that's what we did. We took the opportunity
All right. So let's talk about the online screening. I believe that this is your first time, 'di ba? To
for an
have
online
the online,
screening.
yes, the online
Yeah.
screening. Ayan.
Yes
So
po.
how was it?
It was really interesting because, di ba, when you're joining a beauty pageant, it's always a closed door screening.
Mm-mm.
So pagpunta ka sa venue, you go one by one at a time to go get screened,
Correct.
and you never get a chance to hear and get to know the other girls. So I felt like this online screening was such a great experience for not only me as a candidate, but for the audience as well, to also they can start picking their favorites and their bets early, because screening is very candid, parang interview lang, di ba, kung anong ginawa natin ngayon. So
Mm-mm.
I felt like the online screening was a really fun experience, and I really did enjoy it. It was
All
just
right.
very chill. Parang hindi ako kinakabahan noon.
Correct.
Yes.
So hindi ka na ano, hindi mo naranasan yung kaba nung that time during the
Hindi.
online screening?
Yeah, hindi po. Parang I
Hmm.
just felt really relaxed, and like it was just
Mhm.
I was on a messenger call with my friends really. So, they were so welcoming, and they're a very great hosts as well. So, I'm also very thankful.
And then eto na nga, nakapasok ka na sa official candidate.
And
Ayun, how was your feeling? Did you expect that you will be included as the official candidate?
of course, I try to be very stoic about everything. And even though it might seem negative to expect the worst, it's always important to kind of, ground ourselves in that sense. So, parang wala lang ako nag-expect. And I was like, you know what, if I get in, if I get in. If I don't, then there's always next year or the following years. But I did get in this year. So I feel like, God's helping me align my plans. So I was just over the moon, just so excited for the journey to begin.
All right, thank you so much. So, let's have a take a break muna tayo. So, let's read comments from our viewers naman. Ayan. So, by the way, hello to our 64,000 viewers. Char. Ayan. So, hello sa inyo. Thank you so much for tuning in, and don't hesitate to comment down below about your questions to Mia. Ayan. So, ang galing-galing ni Mia. Kaya dapat may question kayo, ha? All
Yeah.
right, so let's have our first viewer from Kriza Natasha Celis, sending love, love, love.
Thank you. Misayo! Ay, para yung Korean na love heart, di
Ayan
ba?
sa'yo. Ayan, so thank you for tuning in, Kriza Natasha. Don't hesitate to share our live session.
Yes.
And we have, ayun, from Norch Krizua, gulat daw. Anyway,
Ulan?
anyway, ganun, Anyway, ganun talaga. Ako yung sinasabihan siguro. Anyway, ganun talaga pag live, 'di ba? Ayun. So, hindi natin maiiwasan yung mga ganong eksena. Actually nagulat din ako na ayun. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. And we have our next viewer from Zambrano Paulo Gabo. Good evening.
Ngayong gabi eh.
Ayan, mayong gabi. And also we have from Eldren 70 Casinilio. Kailan po yung Miss Earth, sir? Actually, wala pang announcement yung Miss Earth. So let's wait further update. So sa Miss Philippines Earth muna tayo on July
Yeah.
July
Wala akong date.
25. July
Ayan.
25, ayan, sa Miss Philippines Earth. And it will be done virtually.
Yes.
So, syempre, ano natin, support natin yung sariling ano natin, pageant. 'Di ba? All
Totoo.
right. So, let's have our next viewer from our YouTube channel. From Raiz Simpal. Buenas noches, love.
Ayan. International. Galing.
Mm. And we have, ayan, hindi siya international, marunong siya mag ano, mag-Spanyol.
Ganyan ba?
Ayan. Let's have ayan, question from Raiz Simpal. Ate Mia, may NatCos competition pa po ang Miss Philippines Earth 2021.
Yes po. We will have a NatCos competition. So, mamaya pa naman yung deadline namin. Pero, I'm just so excited for you guys to also see it because I'm going to be showing and showcasing my home. So, ayan. Wala mo ng sneak peek pero you'll just have to watch the live talaga.
Correct. Ayan. So, another follow-up question from him. Ate
Yes.
Mia, I have a question. Before the casual and swimwear attire competition, meron pa po bang, ay actually nasagot na siya.
Yes.
Ayun, sa may national siya. Ayan. Let's move on to our next viewer. We have from Scarlett. What is the difference of beauty outside and beauty inside?
Ayan. I like that question. Anong sasagutin na ba natin?
Correct. Push.
Okay. So for me, beauty outside is always going to be surface level. But if you're someone who's beautiful inside, that shows compassion, that shows kindness, that is genuine and just really, lets their love seep out into the world, I feel like that's really what true beauty is. So ayan yung difference.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Galing.
And thank you.
Okay, so let's have another from our viewers from Galvez. Tell us
Okay.
more about your advocacy, Mia.
My advocacy. So, my advocacy is actually called mindful waste management. And being mindful is something that I really had the opportunity to practice during this pandemic. And I've been really passionate about waste management and applying zero lifestyle hacks towards my everyday life. So, I actually went a whole week completely zero waste free and during the pandemic. So I feel like if I have the opportunity to do that for 1 week, I know that some of these little trade-offs we can make is something that's realistic. Kasi alam mo naman na we have all these wonderful ideas about advocacies, but a lot of the times it takes a lot of resources. A lot of the times it's going to take a lot of seminars and really reaching out. Of course, that's definitely part of joining a pageant and getting your advocacy out there. But in saying this, I feel like my advocacy is something that's very realistic and something that we can actually achieve in each and every Filipino household in a sense where, for example, instead of using a plastic bottle, you can opt for a stainless steel bottle or something that's reusable. Again, when it comes to cutleries, instead of when you're going out, you can bring your own cutlery so you can avoid using plastic waste from the restaurant. So those are just a few little examples that I'd like to apply and to really voice out my concerns when it comes to my advocacy.
Galing. Wala akong masabi, kundi
Bakit?
galing.
Thank you.
Ayan. So let's have next from our viewers comment from Navi Padua. Hello, Mia. I miss you.
Ivan, I miss you. Navi, backwards ba, di ba? Navi pa, hindi Ivan.
Ayan. So let's move on to our next viewer from Ignami Miso Dangkalan Roche. Hello, Dai Mia, our former student and beauty queen in Talisay City National High School. God bless you, Dai. And I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Mukhang ano mo siya, teacher.
Yes, a teacher at our school. So,
Wow.
totoo yan. Like, I really had the opportunity here in the Philippines to go to both a private and a public school. And between us, sir, I feel like my public school experience was probably the most memorable. I made the most friends. I had the most supportive group there, whether it came to my teachers, whether it was my friends, my classmates, my schoolmates. And it's just so many memorable moments from that school. They're really just very nostalgic. So, I'm very thankful that I got both opportunities to go to both a public and a private school here.
Nice. Okay, so I'm just curious about your personality. Paano ba si Mia on and off cam?
On and off cam,
Mm-mm.
really, I don't want to say that I'm putting on a persona because, like, when people ask me questions, like, I'm genuinely genuine. I'm someone that's very honest, someone that, Aries kasi ako. So very direct to the point ako, very blunt. But I'm definitely working on, replacing my judgment with understanding. Being able to understand a lot where people come from and their choices in life. You know what I mean? Parang
Mm.
hindi masyadong diferensya yung there's really not a big difference of me on and off. Probably that I'm just speaking English because I'm always speaking Bisaya or Tagalog in real life.
Oo.
Or parang Taglish. Pero I feel like yun lang po. Walang
Alam,
masyadong diferensya.
correct. And I believe that lahat ng mga Cebuano kasi magagaling sila mag-English. Ayun. So,
Actually, totoo po
yun yung
yan.
napapansin ko. Ayan, magaling sila mag-English. And then
Better English
um
than Tagalog.
they're having they are having a hard time to speak in Tagalog rather than speaking in
Totoo.
English. So mas comfortable kayo mag speak in English and also
Yeah,
Bisaya.
totoo. True talaga
So
yan.
kami naman we are also fluent in English and as well as in Tagalog. So
Ayan.
waray, 'yan. I'm from
Yeah.
Leyte. Oo.
Oh, really? I love
Yes.
that.
Gano'n. So magaling magaling mag-Tagalog yung mga waray tapos and at the
English,
same time
English.
English din, oo, yun. Konting ano lang, char. Ayan. So let's move on to our next viewer. I
Yes.
think it's a question. Okay, from Rocky Lanredap, Arino Eligio. As a human beings in our society, what can or should be done so that we can help prevent the spread of such coronavirus or COVID-19, and also to prevent the presence of symptoms that cause what they call COVID-19?
So, of course, right now, we're so lucky to have an opportunity to be vaccinated. And for me, having a vaccination or getting vaccinated is definitely a social responsibility. And I understand that there is so much fake news that's circulating right now. So, I've always been a very firm believer that education is always the cure or the antidote to fear. Check your sources and don't give into fake news straight away. Definitely do your research. And even then, if you're still uncomfortable from getting the vaccine or while you're waiting in the meantime to get a vaccine, then it's okay to step aside and let other people have an opportunity. Because I feel like it's very important for us to understand that each and every individual has to make really informed choices when it comes to their health. And as for preventing symptoms, take your vitamins, get your daily vitamin D out in the sun, exercise, and really just try to live a more healthy and sustainable lifestyle. Always don't forget to wash your hands as well, wear your mask and your face shield. Yun lang.
Correct.
Yeah,
And of course, 'di ba, ngayong pandemic, 'di ba, we are experiencing some anxieties and depressions. So
definitely.
what is your advice to those who are experiencing that kind of you know
Those feelings, definitely.
yes, those
I
feelings?
have been such a big advocate for mental health, and that was my very first advocacy. When I started doing social media, I really opened up about my journey because it's a very personal topic, but a part of me knows that if I share, hopefully it will open up doors for other people to also, get out there, share, talk to a friend, and go get help. Because years back, I was clinically depressed. I had anxiety,
Mhm.
and I was even suicidal. And I'm very, very thankful to God that none of that pushed through, that I was able to wake up. And, through that journey, I really understood that mental health is an illness in itself. It really is something that you can't see with your eyes. When you look at someone and they're standing there and they're smiling, you can't tell necessarily that they're having a horrible day, that they've had six panic attacks before you even ran into them. So I feel like you should also always approach people with compassion and love, in a sense where you're coming from a place of understanding and not judgment. Again, that's what I said that I'm really trying to do as well. So please, if you are experiencing depression, anxiety, or suicidal thoughts, talk to someone, reach out, whether that be a sibling, a friend, a parent, maybe even a teacher, or just someone that you can trust. Because I'm sure if you are willing to tell your story, there's always going to be someone that's willing to listen.
Exactly. Even I am experiencing also anxieties and depression. So
Definitely.
what I'm gonna do is, of course, talk to my best friends, friends, workmates, and other relatives. Ayun, so kailangan talaga nating mailabas yung ano,
Yes,
yung
it's very
nasa loob
important to
natin.
get out
Correct.
your emotions for sure, definitely.
Correct.
Mm.
And so ayun, let's have next from our viewers naman. Ayan,
Yeah, next
From
question.
Gavin Gonzalez. Ano pong mas pipiliin nyo, ang manalo ng corona or suporta ng mga kababayan mo? Pa-shout out naman po. Haha, thank you.
Shout out kay Gavin Gonzalez. Para sa akin, I feel like, because when you win a crown, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna win the heart of the Filipinos. And that's something that's always very important to think about. So rather, of course, over a crown, I definitely rather win the hearts and the support of my fellow kababayans. Because in that sense, I know when I have another opportunity or any endeavors that I'm going to go into, whether it's, talking about my advocacy, doing seminars, or really just trying to get my voice out there, I know that every step of the way I'm gonna feel their support. So of course, definitely, I choose people's support, people's love over a crown, because although having a crown is such a wonderful feeling and it comes with so much opportunity, you know what's the point of representing the Philippines if you don't have your fellow Filipinos behind you, diba? It's very important for me anyway. Parang kasi 'di ba, you're if you win the crown, you're going to be a visual representation and a standing representation of your country. So for me, I'd always pick my kababayans over a crown.
Correct, 'di ba? So sa kanila talaga nagsisimula bago ang corona, 'di ba?
Po,
Hmm.
that's very true.
And then kapag full na yung support nila, of course, followed na yung crown, 'di ba?
Totoo. That's very true. There's always going to be other opportunities, diba?
Correct. Okay, so let's move on to our next viewer. Ayan, from Gav Galvez, my question siya. What have you done so far with mindful waste management?
And finally, I have an opportunity to talk about it. So, really, Mindful Waste Management is a program or really an initiative to encourage others to be mindful about their waste, especially now that typhoon season, rainy season is approaching us. Something that my city has done is something called, or it's a new initiative called the Action Agad Team. And during the recent Baguio Dante, from morning until night, through the rain, through the Baguio, they were there unclogging drains. And so, I feel like I said this actually last night, that it's really important for us not to point fingers, because we're often inclined to say, well, ayan, it's the responsibility of the government to, make drainage and to make our drains clean. But as an individual, it's also very important for us to be mindful with what we're doing with our trash. So again, I have been very involved in the zero waste community since about 2 years ago. That's when my interest really peaked, and I learned a lot about how to manage my waste correctly. And I have been doing a lot of informative videos and stories and messaging a lot on social media with the platform that I currently have.
Galing.
Yeah, I'm very
Wala, wala,
passionate about it.
wala lang akong ibang masasabi talaga. Okay, so this next question is from our viewer. So, ayun, I know that you've been a lot of experience of beauty pageants and alam mo na kung ano yung pamamalakad sa pageantry world.
Yeah,
Ayan. So this question is related at
ayan.
nangyayari lagi kapag may competition tayo.
Ayan. Sige.
Okay. Let's have from Scarlett question. How should you reply with the ruthless criticism?
Yeah. For me, definitely in the moment, I feel hurt when I'm criticized. But it's also important to understand whether that person is coming from a perspective of, or an intention rather, to hurt you or for you to be able to grow. I feel like in that moment, it's important just to understand your emotions, to see, okay, what they said really hurt me. I understand that. I'm acknowledging that that's how I'm feeling, but I'm going to turn that criticism into something that's constructive, even if not necessarily that they meant it to be something positive and they really intended for it to hurt you. I'm still the type of person that, will turn anything negative into something positive. So the way that I deal with it is, I listen. I say, okay, that's how they feel. Well, this is how I feel, and this is how I feel that I should go about the next situation, whether it be pageantry, whether it be in my career, whether it be the way I do my makeup or the way that I dress. So, really, in everything in life, I try to turn the negative into positive.
Correct. Okay, so next question. In what ways do beauty contests help the women?
In what ways do beauty
Yes.
contests help women? I feel like everyone's very inclined to say, oh, it's so empowering to women and everything, but from an outside perspective, it does seem kind of superficial saying that, oh, you're strutting around in a bikini on stage. How do you feel empowered? But it's really true. As I said earlier, the second that I step out on the stage, my fears just shed away like nothing. And I just feel so powerful. I feel so confident. And I really feel like the best version of myself. And it's not to necessarily to impress the judges, but it's because that's just the way I feel. I feel beautiful in myself and I, reflect that energy. And then that energy is seen by the judges. So that's really how I feel that beauty pageants are. Not necessarily that it does sound corny in a sense of, oh, it's empowering, but really, truly, if you have the opportunity to experience it, that's really the biggest feeling and emotion that you feel empowered for sure.
Correct. And ayan, so as you can see, or as I can see that you're wearing now your official sash, diba?
Oh,
Talisay. So
Salisbury.
how does it feel that you're wearing that sash?
Really, it feels just so amazing to be able to wear my city across my heart. Because I have represented Talisa in other pageants that are local, but not necessarily national. I joined Hias ng Karaskal, I believe 2019. And the way that that pageant works is that it gathers wonderful women from all over the Philippines and they get a chance to represent their city or wherever they're from. So I had an opportunity then to represent Talisay, and I was so thankful to come home with open arms from my city and get to talk to my mayor about it. So having the opportunity again, but on a national stage, is just, well, it gives me chills. It honestly gives me chills, and
Do,
hopefully one day I'll be able to wear the Philippines across my heart.
do you feel pressure of wearing that sash?
I definitely think that pressure comes with it and it's really inevitable. But the way is, again, I really try to make something that could be so negative into something positive. I was definitely feeling the pressure the past few weeks because of course our deadlines are coming up with all the different videos, but it was important that I really anchored myself in and really sat down and said, okay, well, you're worrying about all these different things. You need to sit down for a few hours, plan everything out, and just, again, acknowledge what you're feeling, take that emotion, and just roll with the punches. So it's definitely pressure. Pressure's always going to come with it, but it's what you do with that pressure that counts.
Correct. So what's your favorite part of the pageant?
Favorite part of the pageant, like parang which segment or
Yeah,
okay, which segment?
segment.
I definitely think I'd have to choose between gown or Q&A. And
Mm,
Q&A is really scary and I still
correct.
get I still get kind of nervous, but it's an opportunity to be very graceful and to actually speak and voice out your concerns. As this is why I really just jumped at the opportunity to do interviews, sir, because I really enjoy doing this. I love meeting new people in the industry and, of course, interacting with all your supporters and my supporters. And it's just really fun to get to show people that, I'm so much more than a pretty face. I'm definitely a beauty for a cause.
Correct. So, now that you're a public figure, what's the difference between nung nag-start ka pa lang, like nung nag-schooling ka pa lang and then nagkaroon ka na ng mga fans and supporters because of joining different beauty pageants. How was it?
Well, definitely, dati, saka-supportive talaga ng school ko. Minsan talaga pag may pageant ako, bigyan ko talaga, they'd really give me an excuse. Like, they'd let me pass an excuse letter because
Mm-mm.
they were really so supportive of my journey. So, I always, especially here in Talisay, everyone knows everyone and everyone is so supportive of each other's journey. So, coming home, it's definitely been different to being in Manila. It's such a big, busy city and everyone's going about their own business. But coming home to Talisay and, seeing your old schoolmates and everything, it's refreshing, but it can be a bit overwhelming sometimes, to be honest. But, I wouldn't have it any other way.
All right. I believe you have the most influential person in your life. Who was he? Or who was she or he?
The most influential person, pwede ba dalawa?
Pwede rin.
My parents, definitely my parents. My parents have been so supportive of every single journey that I've wanted to pursue in life, whether it be pageantry or my school. My education was definitely expensive, and they really supported me every step of the way, not just financially, but emotionally. Every single time that I'm having a hard day or I really feel like breaking down and completely giving up, my parents are always just one phone call away. They really anchor me in and pull me in and say, you know what? It's just a bad day. It's not a bad life. You've got this. And honestly, I feel kind of guilty sometimes in a sense where I doubt myself that I'm not making them proud. And when I opened up to my mom about that, I was like, I feel so ashamed that if I'm not able to reach a particular goal, I'd call my mom and my father and I'd be like, I feel so ashamed. I'm sorry that I didn't make you proud. And they're like, don't ever say that because everything you do always makes us proud. So I'm so thankful to have such supportive parents. It's really just the greatest blessing in life. They're definitely the most influential people in my life.
Correct. So among the Miss Philippines Earth Queens, who was your favorite or who do you look up to?
In our batch po,
No, previous beauty queens from Miss Philippines Earth.
I think
Mga
definitely.
winners.
Well, I've been friends with Jamie. So Jamie is she's just such a lovely person. And to see her develop over the years, and she was originally the reason why I wanted to join Miss Earth because I remember when I went to an orientation day at my film school, she was there. She gave a speech, and it was really just for me so inspiring. I really look up to her. She's so kind, and also Karen. I feel like Karen is one of the most influential, not only Miss Philippine Earth, but definitely Miss Earth. I feel
Correct.
like what she's done has just been so amazing and so inspiring. And I only wish to have a reign as gracious and as meaningful as them, for sure.
All right. So, puputulin muna natin ang ating questions. Well, let's
Hannah,
move on to our viewers naman. Ayan.
okay,
Let's
let's
have
go.
greetings and questions from our viewer. From our viewers to our YouTube channel, from Micah Akabal. Hi po.
Hello po, good evening, my gabi.
From next viewer, from Corny Mohingol. Good luck, Mia, as your journey to the pageant in July. Your answers are flawless. Take care. God bless you. Corny from Penampang, Sabah.
Thank you so much. It means so much to me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support.
All right. And also Mika Akabal watching from Dumaguete City, Philippines. Mabuhay.
Mabuhay, Micah. Thank you for watching.
So let's have our next question from our viewer. From Narel Jade Atamosa. If you can give a piece of advice to our students online that are struggling financially, what would it be and why?
So, something that I find really inspiring is that students that are currently in that situation, it's important to, it may sound difficult, but it's important to also kind of take initiative. Take initiative in a sense where maybe, you put a small portion of your balance aside and use that to begin a business, whether it's so small. I know so many business entrepreneurs that really began being entrepreneurs when they were in elementary school, selling, whether it be snacks or something to their classmates. So, if money is always there if you just look for it, in a sense where you have to be hardworking. It's never going to be easy, and being a student is hard enough, but being a student that's struggling financially, that's tough. So props to you. Please stay strong, keep working for it, and I know that you're going to deserve everything that you get in life in the future. Just hold on, just hold out. You can do it.
Uh, Correct. So ayun, naranasan mo rin palang magkaroon ng, ay, what I mean, mag-sell ng mga product during your elementary days, mga gano'n.
Opo.
Oo, naranasan mo ba yung gano'n?
I remember there was a point in time where my tita actually owns my tita,
Mm.
or I call her my mama Cecil. She's my mother's mom, and she's really like a second mom to me. And she owns a sari store. So when I did grow up partially in Australia, and then we came here when I was around grade 2 to kind of try it out for a year or 6 months to see if we could really see ourselves living in the Philippines. And during that time, my tita, she has a sari store. And do you know those small colorful candies that we call parang tabletas?
Oo, yun.
I would take those from the sari store and I would sell them in my classroom. So I'd be like, I'd give them out and everything, and sell them in my classroom.
Wow. Ako naman experience ko nung elementary days ko, ayun, 'di ba, medyo lang kami, medyo ayun nga, so yung binebenta ko nun is, mahilig kasi ako umakyat nung bayabas.
Ay,
So
yeah.
ayun yung ginagawa ko if I don't have paper, so I sell it to my classmates and then, parang lang, parang
Yung,
barter yung
actually,
barter, ayan. So kapalit
diba?
nun paper or it could be either money, yun.
Alam mo naman yung tropang, na umubos ng papel mo sa class.
Correct, oo, yun.
Kasi lagi kong nakalimutan yung papel ko. So I relate to that, definitely. I always try to bag paper for my
Correct. So, ang ganda ng experience nung time na yun, 'di ba? So,
yeah.
batang-bata ka pa lang natututo ka na maging negosyante, ayan, 'di ba? And also I used to sell banana Q, yun. So,
Banana cue.
sumisigaw pa ako sa namin, sa barangay namin.
Ay,
Just to
really?
sell, oo, yun. Tapos nagbabahay-bahay pa ako, tapos pinupuntahan ko yung mga friendship ko na, "Ayan, bumili na kayo, ganito, ganito."
Bumili na kayo. Mars.
Oo,
Ganun.
yun. So,
Di
ang
ba?
ganda ng experience na gano'n, 'di ba? Dapat,
Mm,
mga batang 90s mga gano'n yung experience talaga, eh, 'no?
no.
Kasi ako batang 90s din ako, eh, yun. So, na-experience ko yung time na yun. Very talaga, kung ibabalikan mo yung nakaraan, ang sarap balikan siya kasi, medyo hindi pa,
Di
oo,
ba?
wala pa masyadong, pressure at saka tawag dun, anxiety na sinasabi natin, 'di ba?
Sa
That
adulting life.
time. Oo, ayun.
Totoo.
Okay, so ayun lang ang gusto kong i-share sa inyo, guys. So,
I
let's move on to our
Ay,
correct. Let's move on to our next viewer. Ayan. From Elro BMW, sending love, love, love.
shout out ko kay Elro and Rustic Stills. They were actually the ones who shot my casual wear video and my beachwear competition, or my resort wear. So thank you so much, Elro, and to Rustic Stills. Guys, if you're looking for creatives, ito. Elro is so great to work with, and his team.
Correct.
Thank you.
Actually nakita ko yung mga gawa niya, ang gaganda talaga. Very, ano
Uh,
tawag dun, very competitive and as well as pang international, 'di ba?
they're so
Mm,
they're so great and professional to work with. So I'm very thankful.
Correct. Okay, so let's have watching from our YouTube channel, Angie Salisbury. Hi, anak, watching from Australia.
Hi, mommy. That's my mom. Number one
Wow.
supporter talaga.
Thank you so much, Mommy, for watching. Don't hesitate to share this live. And also, like our Facebook page.
Ayan.
Ayan. And Sir Elro, B&W. Good evening, Mia and Pageant Trend. Good evening also.
Hello, magabi.
Maayong gabi. And maupay na gabi for Waray, di ba?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on to our next question. From Naro Jade Atamosa again. Is pollution the only imminent threat to the environment?
Hmm. I believe that we are the biggest threat to the environment. I've always been such a firm believer that if we just give Mother Earth the opportunity and the chance to heal, then she will. Then she'll always prevail. I mean, we saw that this year, last year, sorry, during the pandemic, during the very harsh lockdown, that it only took a matter of weeks for the smog to completely clear out of Manila. And that's the thing. I believe that pollution is also caused because of us. So I feel like we are definitely the biggest threat, but also the biggest help and the biggest ray of hope that we could give Mother Earth. It's really just up to us.
Correct. So let's move on to our next viewer. Ayan, from Ignami Miso Dangkalan Roche. Dai Mia, we have our selfie pic before during our division meet competition in Talisay City Complex with Sir Rogen Cerilia. Thank you so much, Dai. Garbo sa Talisay City, Cebu.
God rest his soul. Sir Cerilia was one of my former teachers, and he was my right hand when joining pageantry competitions when I was representing our school. He passed
Mm.
away, but I really love still getting the support from my school, and this competition's really for him because he was always pushing me. It's like, Dai, or in Bisaya, pa dapat mo apil
Mm.
ka ng national costume naman, not national competition. So he's really pushing me to join a national competition, and so this one's definitely for him.
Wow. So, ayan. Next viewer tayo. Next question from Nara Jade Atamosa. LGBTQTI A plus community has been accepted gradually by the society. However, there are still people who deny and loathe our existence. How can you convince them that we shouldn't be denied by the society?
I feel like here in our country, we definitely have a really long way to go when it comes to accepting the LGBTQ plus community. And I feel like we definitely tolerate rather than fully accept the community as a whole. But for me, the way that I would convince someone is, you know, especially when it comes to transgender women joining beauty pageants, because this is a very burning topic, especially since we have had our very first transgender join Miss Universe from Spain, I believe. Tama po ba?
Correct. Yes, from
Watching that
Spain.
video. So that
Uh,
opened a lot of questions and a lot of doors, and I even believe I saw that Miss World is even accepting transgender candidates. So I feel like that is such a very big door to open. For me personally, if the qualities of a woman doesn't just stay at being someone who's caring, someone who's compassionate, someone who's loving, and I don't think that only biologically born women can possess those qualities. So if you in your heart believe that you're a woman, then in my books, you're definitely a woman too. And it's just a matter of us understanding that, this community really feels like they are genuinely trapped in their body. So it's a matter of saying, I get to live my life the way I want to. Why shouldn't I let someone live the life that they want? Because who am I to judge someone or to tell someone that you're not this, you're not that? Diba? I don't think that that's fair. So, if you can't be nice, then don't say anything at all. It's important for us to stay in our lane. If you want and just let other people do their own thing. And that's really all it is to it. If you don't have anything to nice to say, then don't say anything at all.
Correct. Para maiwasan natin yung mga conflicts, 'di ba?
Diba?
Oh,
Tama
correct.
po.
Just support na lang, 'di ba?
Yeah, support na lang, and
Correct.
really that's the only thing. That's really the only thing to do.
And also
Support.
and
Ally.
also it depends naman sa organization if they will accept, 'di ba? So
Yes.
hindi naman natin pwedeng pilitin na
Totoo.
mag-join sa pageant na hindi naman qualified, 'di ba? So let's let the organization decide and
Yeah.
also wait for their announcement that they will accept na, 'di ba?
Yes. Totoo.
All right, so let's move on to our comments from our viewer. From Rocky Lanredap, Arino Elegio. Good luck for your journey, Miss Talisay, Mia Jane. We are Filipino, where can support to all candidates and to raise our flag, which Philippines. Congrats and good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rocky.
Okay, so let's have another last muna tayong question from our viewer. From
Okay.
Narel Jade, paborito kang tanungin.
The question
Ayan.
is
In your opinion, after this pandemic comes to a close, however long that may be, what should be the first step we as a global community take so that we are better prepared for the next pandemic?
there's always a saying not to dwell in the past, but in this case, it's definitely different. We have an opportunity to not only learn from our mistakes, but to also, create a better, a solid, and more concrete plan for possible. And I'm sure there are definitely going to be more to come. And that's just the reality that we currently live in. So instead of fearing the future and what may be, it's important to prepare yourself. As a Stoic would say, it's important to keep in mind what may happen in the worst situation, but also be prepared to accept that. Be prepared to learn from your mistakes and be prepared to, grow not only as a country, but as a global community. It's very important we learn from our mistakes.
Correct. Ayan. So let's have a comment
Mommy,
from
bro!
Drew Gallegas. So proud of you.
Hi! Hi, Mommy. Hi, Dada. I bet you guys are watching now. I miss you.
All right. Thank you for watching. And also we have another comment from Sir Elro. Ayan. Galing-galing. Clap, clap, clap.
Thank you. Kapag ganun. May emoji talaga.
And sending love emoticon. Ayan.
Hi,
From Daryl
Dada.
Rojas.
I miss you guys. Thank you for watching. I'm just so happy that I'm able to make, the people that matter the most to me proud. So I'm feeling very
So,
loved tonight.
yes. Nakakakilig yung feeling pag ganun.
Yes, sobra po.
All right, so let's have from your mother, from Angie Quiliano, Salisbury. Your whole family here in Australia are so proud of you. Ay,
Um, oh my God,
so
sir.
supportive.
Muntik ako umiyak. Ngayon, umiyak ulit ako. Char
Ang
lang.
sarap ng,
Pero,
ang sarap ng feeling, di ba, na your parents are favor on your dream, di ba? And very supportive talaga.
so true, so true.
Ayan. So let's have from our YouTube channel, from Benacel kay Coco. Hi, Mia. Kagwapa, oy.
Hi, Ben. Ben's been she's been a part of my friendship group ever since I first moved to the Philippines. My very first friendship group were Barkada. So I love you, Bensi. See you soon. Shout out to Ultima.
And another comment from your mother. Oh, proud nanay and
Love you,
tatay
supporter.
here.
Oh my God. I love you, Mommy. Thank you.
And also cheering Elisa Villaver. Wow, proud Talisayon. God
Yes.
bless you, Mia.
Thank you so much po. God bless din.
All right, so that was comments and questions from our viewers. So next part of this live session is the hashtag rounds. Are you
Yan.
excited?
Yes
Alam
po.
ko inaantay mo na to and excited ka.
So, ano po to, sir? Is it just gonna be like, may time limit ba tayo ngayon or parang you just want to...
Wala naman.
Ayan.
Ano 'to, I'm just spinning, it on the spin wheel tapos kung ano lumabas na hashtag, yun yung ano, sasagutin mo. You can
Okay.
say anything about the hashtags or opinions or
Okay.
suggestions and
Laban.
reactions, mga gano'n.
Okay, ganun pala.
Okay, ayan. So, hold on dahil naka-live tayo at wala akong ano at mag-isa lang. Ayan, so hold on. Share ko muna siya.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Ayan, nakikita mo siya, dear?
Okay.
Alright, so that's our hashtag. So we
Ang
have
galing.
prepared 10 hashtags and then I'm gonna spinning it. So kung anong
Alright.
lalabas na hashtag, you will be answering those hashtag. Okay? So let's begin. Spin. And the winner is overpopulation. Yeah.
Overpopulation. Okay. So, you know, definitely we can see this a lot in our country in a sense where we're very quick to judge that we have a very overpopulated country. And I think rather than overpopulated, I think that we're very population dense, where we have a lot of people crowding in one area. So, I'm not anyone and I'm not a person to say that you guys should be using or taking extra measures, but I definitely think that there definitely comes a responsibility when bringing a child into the world and being responsible enough as not only a parent but as an individual in the society to know that if you have the opportunity to bring a child into the world, then definitely make sure that you can give them the basic necessities. So I think that is my take on overpopulation.
All right, thank you. And let's have our next. Let's have waste disposal.
Waste disposal, ayan, mindful waste management, yung advocacy
Mm,
ko. So definitely, I feel like, again, the responsibility lies on us to dispose of our waste properly. And whether that's waiting until you see the next rubbish bin to dispose of it correctly, or whether that's segregation and taking responsibility as an individual and in a community to not only take care of your plot of land, but to also take care of the whole entire earth for the future generations to come.
all
That's it.
right, so that's it. So next,
Yeah.
hashtag tayo.
Yeah.
Spin. We have global warming.
And global warming. So, as an individual, I think that we can do so much, and we are not really necessarily aware of the power that we possess as an individual to not only reduce our carbon footprint and our carbon emissions that go towards global warming, but our impact, not only on ourselves, but on the people surrounding us. So I believe if you can just do your research, get educated, learn about how you in your own way can reduce and to also, make your own impact, that you're not going to necessarily contribute too much to global warming, then I think that that is a very powerful thing and a very powerful movement that you can share with other people.
Correct. So next, hashtag. Let's have climate change.
Climate change. So definitely, when it comes to climate change, it comes hand in hand with the 5 R's of Miss Earth, which is rethink, reuse, reduce, and recycle. So again, I really feel that all of these topics, when it comes to environmental issues, really start within ourselves. And it's important to not only educate ourselves about the issue, but how we can make a change to this issue. As I mentioned earlier, when it comes to global warming, when you do your research about how climate change not only affects you, but the rest of the world, the rest of the flora and fauna, and all of the Earth's inhabitants, maybe then you will be encouraged enough to make a change in your lifestyle, whether that be living a more sustainable lifestyle and really, taking into account and being mindful with every single situation and thing that you do in each and every day.
Galing. Okay, so next, hashtag tayo.
Okay.
Mhm. Illegal mining.
Whew, illegal mining. This is a very, very hot topic, definitely. I had an interview last night where I was speaking about mining in a sense where how important it is as a company not to only give back to the community that you're living in and that you're mining in, but to also give back because, mining has a lot to do with deforestation, the amount of trees that you cut down to create your mine. But illegal mining, on the other hand, is something that needs to stop. It really just needs to stop because not only are they following the little protocols, but they're doing it in such a horrible manner because when you're doing something illegally, it's definitely for your own personal gain. So please, we have so many opportunities to not only report these causes, but to also not just do it because someone is doing something wrong and illegal, but to also do it because you care about the earth and the actual impact that it will have when they don't follow these restrictions and laws when it comes to mining.
All right. Okay, so next, hashtag. Let's have education for development.
Education for development. Ooh. As I mentioned earlier, I definitely think that education is the key to all things, whether that be about development, whether that be about how we can take care of our planet and sustainably develop real estate in a sense where, we're not pushing our boundaries and cutting down hundreds and thousands of trees in that sense. So I really do encourage everyone to do your research about education for development.
Okay, so let's have next hashtag.
Deforestation.
Hashtag deforestation.
Whew. I was just speaking about this earlier, Diba, the effect
Mhm.
that deforestation has not only on our own country, but an effect that it has globally. When you cut down a tree, you're not just cutting down a tree, you're cutting down a home for animals. You're cutting down something that's contributing to holding in all of our CO2 and releasing oxygen for us to breathe. It's so much more than simply cutting down one tree. And when you do that to not only one, but you do that to hundreds, that eventually turns into thousands. I always believe that if you cut down a tree or you remove a plant, that you also plant another one in replacement.
Correct. Okay, next. Hashtag COVID-19.
Grabe, and the winner is hashtag COVID. Grabe. So
Ayan.
I'd just like to take this opportunity again to encourage everyone to get vaccinated. Please, it is definitely a social responsibility. And there is a lot of news circulating right now about fake issues. So please do your research, get vaccinated. And if you can, in the meantime, then definitely wash your hands, protect yourself, take your vitamins, take care of your well being as well, and wear your mask and face shield.
Okay, so let's have next hashtag. Actually, tapos na yan. Hindi ko na spin ulit tayo. Let's have hashtag pollution.
Okay, so pollution definitely comes in all forms, shapes, and sizes. And, we are the biggest and only reason why our earth is polluted. So I just like to take this opportunity to relay it to my advocacy and to just be mindful with the waste and the pollution that you're managing. Whether it's air pollution, take the time, call me up with a friend, do a carpool, whatever it may be, keep your trash until you reach a rubbish bin, put it in the rubbish bin, and be responsible as well. I feel like as consumers, we are so powerful in a sense of what companies we support. So, doing research as well about practices that the company you're choosing to purchase from does, whether it's that they're shipping eco friendly or how they're dealing with their waste itself or how they're also giving back to the community, is something that I also look into when making a purchase.
Galing. Speechless ako. Tsaka, next. Ulit? Spin
Pollution.
ulit. Ay nako, yung last natin is,
Ano
ayun
yun?
ang gumana.
Acidification po. Okay.
Yes. Ay nako. Wait. Nagkakaroon tayo ng technical problem, guys. Sorry kasi naka-live tayo. Nawala na yung ano.
Nawala.
Ayan. So, ocean acidification.
Okay, so for more than 200 years, or since the Industrial Revolution started, there's definitely been a concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere, and that has to do with, of course, our burning of fossil fuels and land use change. So definitely it's important for us, especially being in country that is composed of so many islands and we take our livelihood from the ocean. It's important for us to realize that we can't just continue to take. We can't just let our give be hurting the ocean and dumping our waste into the ocean, but we need to rather give support. We need to give help because, again, we're constantly being the reason why our earth is falling apart. So instead of giving something that is negative, we should be giving back something that can help sustain our oceans. We should conduct more beach cleanups. We should be very mindful with how we release, especially our liquid waste, because that is something that is a very big part when it comes to ocean acidification for sure. So it's just, again, it all comes back to being mindful with your waste.
All right. Thank you so much. So
Thank you.
that's the end our hashtag portion. Ayan. So let's move
Yeah.
on to our let's move on to our fast talks naman. Ayan.
Okay.
So etong question na to is would you rather questions.
Okay.
Ayan. Okay, first question. Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into your future or 150 years into the future?
That's interesting and a hard question. Probably being able to see into the future. So I could be able to apply all my learnings and see what has changed and hopefully, especially when it has to do with environmental causes, be able to prevent them.
Okay, so next question tayo. Would you rather have telekinesis or the ability to move things with your mind or telepathy, the ability to read minds?
It's tricky. Probably being able to move things with my mind. Definitely, because I feel like everyone needs their own privacy in a sense. So if I could move things with my mind, I feel like I'd be such a bigger and better help, whether it be moving things to build a bridge or being able to move mountains of rubbish or whatever it may be to help benefit other people. I feel like with that superpower, I'd be a lot more, valuable as a public servant rather than being able to read people's minds.
All right, so next question. Would you rather team up with Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel?
Probably Captain Marvel. She's definitely she's such a baddie. I love her. she's just very inspirational.
Okay. Would you rather find true love today or win the Miss Philippines Earth 2021?
It's okay kasi may true love na po ako. So, ayan. So now that I have my true love, pwede na tayo magpapili sa crown because I have all the support and love with me.
Correct. So crown talaga, no?
Kasi may true love na po ako. So,
Huh?
ayan.
Kaya pala, Bloomy.
Blooming.
Always inspired.
Yun po yung beauty secret ko. Char lang.
Okay, so let's move on to our next question. Would you rather have, okay, would you rather be chronically underdressed or overdressed?
I'm an Aries, so definitely overdressed. I'm often overdressed for events.
All
I'm very
right.
extra.
Okay, next. Would you rather lose your sight or your memories?
Mm. Whew. I have to say my side. I have too
Okay.
many precious memories that I feel like I can't let go of.
Okay, next. Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power?
Universal respect. Of course. With respect comes power. Char lang.
Correct. Okay, next. Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life or give up the internet for the rest of your life?
I'd rather give up the internet. Definitely.
Mhm. Okay. Next, would you rather swim in a pool full of Nutella or
Nutella!
full of maple syrup?
Oh, Nutella for sure. I love Nutella.
All right. Next, would you rather labor under a hot sun or extreme cold?
Labor, like as
Mm-mm.
in work or parang
Yes,
yung
work.
birth?
Work
Work,
siya. Uh-uh.
probably in a cold climate. Definitely.
All right. Next, would you rather never be able to go out during the day or never be able to go out at night?
Never be able to go out at night because, I spend most of my nights at home anyway, and I love being in the sun. So,
All right. Next question. Dito tayo. Would you rather communicate only in emoji or never be able to text at all ever again?
oh my God! Grabe, loka. May call naman, so probably not be able to text ever again.
Okay. Next question. Ito. Would you rather wear the same socks for a month or the same under
Oh
underwear
my
for a
God!
week?
Socks for a month. Kasi
Oh,
pawis lang yung, I only have sweaty feet, so at least hindi mabaho. I should be fine. May foot powder naman, di ba? May option. So,
oh,
ayun.
correct. Ayan. So next, would you rather cuddle a koala or pal around with a panda?
Oh, I love koalas. They're from my half of my ethnicity from Australia, but I also am a very big fan of pandas. So I haven't ever played around with a panda, so I think I'd have to take that experience.
Okay, next. Would you rather spend a week in the forest or night in the real haunted house?
Oh my god, night in the forest. Of course, in the forest.
Okay, next. Would you rather find a rat in your kitchen or roach in your bed?
Oh my goodness. I think a rat in my kitchen. I don't think I'd be very pleasant to wake up with a cockroach in my bed.
Okay, next question.
Well,
Ito naman. Would you rather lose all of your teeth or lose a day of your life every time you kissed someone?
oh, may option naman mag-dentures, di ba?
Oo.
Ayan.
Okay, next question tayo. Would you rather never eat watermelon even ever before or be forced to eat watermelon with every meal?
Watermelon with every meal. I love watermelon. I could definitely eat it with every meal.
Okay, next. Would you rather get a paper cut every time you turn a page or bite your tongue every time you eat?
Paper cut. I've had way too many. I'm very excited when it comes to food, so I've had way too many experiences biting my tongue. So probably a paper cut. I feel like that'd be doable.
Okay, so next, let's have this or that naman.
Okay.
Heels, heels or flats?
Heels.
Skirts or pants?
Pants.
Neutrals or colors?
Colors.
Simple jewelry or statement jewelry?
Simple jewelry.
Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
Sweatpants or leggings?
Sweatpants for sure.
Okay. Leather jacket or jean jacket?
Jean jacket.
Gold jewelry or silver jewelry?
Gold.
Next. Full coverage or natural?
Natural.
Foundation or baby cream? BB cream.
BB cream. Yeah.
Bright colors or neutrals?
Bright colors.
Liquid liner or pencil liner?
Pencil liner.
Blush or bronzer?
Blush for sure.
Lipstick or lip gloss?
Lip gloss.
Makeup brush or makeup sponge?
Makeup brush.
Blinding highlight or natural highlight?
Natural highlight.
Shimmers or mattes?
Shimmer.
All right. So next, road trip or flying?
Road trip.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Hotel or Airbnb? Airbnb pala.
Airbnb. Support local.
Correct. Fancy restaurant or local food spots?
Local food spots. Ayan, di ba? Support local.
Correct. Relaxing or exploring?
Exploring.
Countryside or city?
Countryside.
Have a plan or go with the flow?
Have a plan.
Okay. This or that. Friends or How I Met Your Mother?
Friends.
Okay, next. Let's have for the music naman. The
Yeah.
Beatles or Rolling Stones?
The Beatles.
Beyonce or Rihanna?
Oh my goodness. Ano? I can't choose. Maybe Rihanna. I think Rihanna is definitely more of my type of anthem.
Okay. Ed Sheeran or Justin Bieber?
Ed Sheeran.
Next. Ano to? Kane or Taylor Swift?
Ano po?
Kane yata to? Kanye? O ganun?
Ay, Kanye.
Kanye?
Taylor Swift. Yeah.
Okay. DJ or band?
Band.
Spotify or Apple Music?
Spotify. Definitely.
Lyrics or melody?
Lyrics.
Pop or rock?
Rock.
Headphones or speakers?
Speakers.
All right. Original or remix?
Original. For sure.
All right. So, last question.
Ayan.
Who is Mia Jane Salisbury?
Miss Philippines Earth 2021.
Yay! Ang galing. Okay. Ayan. So that ends our live session with Miss Philippines Earth 2021 candidate Mia Jane Salisbury from Talisay City, Cebu. Ayan. So do you have any social media to promote and as well as your Miss Philippines Earth online votings? Ayan. So promote mo na. Here.
Yes. Please do vote for me through the Ecosystem app. You can find me. I am in the fire group representing Talisay City, Cebu. And you can also find all of my social media handles at Mia J. Salisbury.
And also invite them for your upcoming competition sa Miss Philippines Earth.
I believe our next competition is going to be the sportswear competition. It is something that I do, so I feel like you guys might have a bit of a hint already. But please, I do invite you guys to come watch and also vote for me on the Ecosystem app during the live.
And lastly, your message to your fans and supporters all over the world. Yeah.
I just want to say thank you, especially to you, sir, for having me and allowing me to have this opportunity to share with you guys a bit about myself and have the opportunity to also interact with you all. I really enjoyed answering all of your questions, and I hope that you guys will continue to support me on my journey towards Miss Philippines Earth 2021. Thank you for all the love.
All right. Thank you so much, Mia, for your time and as well. And I know that you are busy with your competition, ongoing competition. So we are very proud of you, of course. Thankful kasi nga binigyan mo kami ng time na makilala ka dito sa pageant trend. Ayan.
Of
Makilala
course.
ka
Thank you
ng
so
aking
much.
mga followers.
I love
Yun.
doing interviews, so thank you so much for having me.
Ayan. And of course, would like to thank Miss Mylene for allowing us to conduct an interview with all the candidates of Miss Philippines or 2021. So thank you so much, Miss Mylene, and also to the Carousel Productions and also Miss Philippines Earth Organizations. Ayan. So abangan niyo po sila sa July 25, 2021 for their finals, Miss Philippines or 2021 Grand Finals. Ayan, so it will be done virtually. So, ayun, abangan po natin sila. And good luck to all the girls. Ayan, good luck Mia, and I know
Thank
you can do
you.
it. And as I can see, you're ready to win the crown.
Thank
Diba?
you so much. I really had so much fun. Thank you so much for having me. I'm just over the moon and I really had fun. I actually really, really genuinely had fun. So thank you again for having me.
All right. So, guys, if you are new to our Facebook page, don't hesitate to like and as well as follow our Instagram account, Pageant Trend, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pageant Trend also. Ayan. So, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. And also, magkita-kita tayo ulit bukas. So, I have two interviews with the Miss Philippines Earth 2021 candidates. So, abangan nyo. And I will be posting them later. Ayan. So thank you so much again for your supports and also don't forget to support Mia Jane Salisbury on her online voting. Ayan. So
Yes.
mag-download na kayo ng ecosystem app.
Ecosystem
And
app.
yes. And also hanapin niyo si Miss Mia Salisbury. Ayan. And vote na.
Okay.
Diba?
Thank
Free
you.
lang po yung voting kaya and also free lang yung pag-download ng application kaya mag-download na kayo guys.
Yes.
Yan. And support your favorite candidate. Siyempre, wag mong kalimutan si Miss Mia. Ayan.
Thank you.
Ayan. Thank you so much, dear. And
Thank
have a nice evening, guys. And Mia,
you.
ayan. So
Thank you.
enjoy your journey.
Thank you.
And good luck, dear.
Thank you so much for
Bye-bye, guys.
Salamat. Bye, everyone.